Hey y'all, so let's pick up where we left off. Paul says not to be full of care, full of worry for anything. He says be careful for nothing, but, so that is instead of being full of care, instead of worrying, instead of being anxious or fretting, in everything and in every circumstance. So that pretty much takes care of life right there. Regardless of what it is, regardless of big or small, major life event, or just something that, gets under your skin, in every circumstance and in everything, make your wants known to God. That's what he tells us to do. But if we go before make your wants known to God, he says by prayer and petition. The King James says by prayer and supplication. With thanksgiving. With thanksgiving. And we're going to break down all of these parts. Supplication is a word that we don't use often. And in looking it up in the lexicon, simple definition says humbly requesting or humbly asking. And it's a continual asking. And that is one thing that I have seen repeatedly over the past few weeks in my study, is that it's not just a one and done. And that's probably where the anxiety flees and the fretfulness flees and the full of care flees, is because every time we are taken back to that situation, or every time the worry and the anxiety and the fretfulness, the heaviness presents itself, every time, then we humbly make our requests known again. Ask him again. Ask him again. Ask him again. And so when we realize who we're talking to and in what relationship we're having the conversation, it eases the anxiety. Because we are not slaves going to a master. We are children going to a father. Abba. We come boldly to the throne room of grace to obtain. We don't just come to the throne room of grace to make our petitions known and turn around and walk away. We come boldly to the throne room of grace to obtain. That means to get. And we can go to that passage in Hebrews. Let's just go over there. We got time. We're going to take our time. That is Hebrews 4:16. Because of Jesus is the previous verse. Let us then fearlessly and confidently and boldly draw near to the throne of grace, the throne of God's unmerited favor to us, that we may receive mercy for our failures and find grace to help in good time for every need. Appropriate help, well-timed help, coming just when we need it. And that the King James says, let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Grace, which we have talked about, it's probably been a year or so ago. Grace is empowerment. Grace is not just something that covers over. It's not a lot of times when you talk about grace in a church setting, it's, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved us. Okay, we're saved by grace. All of that's true, but grace does not stop at redeeming you from hell. Grace empowers you to live here. We're going to pick up here tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye, y'all.